Hello everyone, we're back.
Welcome to our second English video.
We're very excited.
And today we're going to talk about the different attachment types. So let's get started. What attachment type are you?
My sister sent me a PDF and I started investigating and I realized that I am very much avoidant. I thought you can't really be one type of thing. I thought it's always kind of a mix, but it's pretty obvious that I'm avoidant.
Yeah.
Just avoidant.
Yeah, and I'm a proud, anxious person.
Very annoying.
Yeah, I'm anxious, but also secure. So I had a switch in the last year, I think. But still, if I had to choose one, it would be anxious.
If you could choose one, you would choose secure. But
no, if I had to choose which one I am.
Yeah, I know.
Not because I want to, but because I just am, sadly.
That's life,
yeah. And
maybe we can explain a little bit for the people who don't know what it is. You're a pro there.
Every person has a distinct characteristical type of behavior that they show in relationships, and if you think about all the relationships you have, we're talking about romantic relationships, maybe you can see a pattern. Maybe you always have you're afraid that your partner is going to leave you when he doesn't text you back, or maybe you have the tendency to feel cringed out by your partner when he hugs you or stuff, and that are patterns that are repeating themselves. And if you have those, then maybe it's time for you to take the test and see what type you are.
Read about it. You don't really
exactly, because it gives you so much clarity. I can assure you that.
That's really true. I can really tell you guys.
Yeah, they're three different main types: secure, anxious, and avoidant. There's also
there's a fourth.
Yeah, disorganized. That's the worst of them. But we're gonna talk about the three main types because everything else gets into detail. And if you think, I have some stuff that's like this, and maybe some patterns are like that, then maybe you're a mix.
But also, I think it's really important when it comes to things like that. They're called attachment styles. There are other things like the love languages, tests like those, I think it's really important to be honest to yourself.
Yes,
because
exactly.
I realized I took so many personality tests, I think, so I can justify my bad behaviors. And it's really hard to be honest to yourself, I realized. So sometimes I think I have a different picture of who I really am than what people who are close to me would say about me.
Yeah, and also when I did the test for what kind of attachment type I have, it was 2 years ago, and I can vividly remember I was taking the test and there was a question, and sometimes when you read a question, you want to pick the answer because it's true, but then it's gonna come out that you need or something.
Yeah.
It's not a good answer and you're not happy with it, but that's just who you are, and then you're no. Yeah. So that's also something that it is quite important that you...
I mean, you can take the test for yourself and don't share it, but you should be honest, because I think, like you said, clarity, I mean, it's not, like I said, you can't justify your bad patterns just because you're avoidant, but you kind of understand yourself better and therefore could maybe work on your relationship or a potential relationship in the future.
And honestly, it helped me so much. So
me too. And I'm not into those things, but it helped me.
But let's start with the best form of attachment style. It's the secure one, secure attached. I actually don't know a lot of people that are secure.
Me neither. Purely secure without a mix of a type, like anxious or avoidant or disorganized. No, not really. Maybe a few come to mind that go into that direction. But
yeah. I mean, it's fine. We can say but totally secure, yeah.
But you know why? Because mostly their partners are not. So they push you in a different direction.
Yeah, that's also really interesting because both of us have seen it happen a lot, that one partner was secure and the other partner was let's say avoidant, and the partner triggered the other person into becoming anxious.
With me.
Yeah, because just so you can see what I mean, a situation, you're secure, your partner is avoidant. The secure person thinks, okay, something is off, I'm gonna talk to my partner, and the person is well, Samantha, I don't really feel this and that is good for us. Maybe we should talk about it and do something about it so that the relationship can be better. The avoidant person is why are you attacking me?
You're suffocating me.
Yeah, you're suffocating me. Why are you always attacking me? Why can't you be happy for once? I'm always doing something wrong. And there is no space for argument, because argument is a personal attack and it's not something beneficial for the relationship.
And naturally the secure person gets anxious through that.
Because when this happens 50 times, one day you're going to be like, okay, I don't feel like my partner is open for a good discussion, because arguments are like doing groundwork for your relationship. If you can't do that well, then you have a big problem, and you're probably going to break up at some point.
Yeah, and you're probably never going to have a healthy relationship.
Yeah, and you're also fucking up your partner. But maybe, I don't know, that's like the secure partner will probably break up with you at some point.
I don't understand. Maybe we shouldn't be as theoretical, because I am avoidant and I have experience that we can talk about.
Yeah, so let's, but to come back to the point, the secure person doesn't feel attacked, with open communication is fine, and the person is always listening to you. Maybe she doesn't agree or he doesn't agree with your point, but it's about listening and communicating, and it's fine. Not every conflict is like, oh my God, we're gonna break up, everything is fucked. Not every time the person doesn't get a text back, she's like afraid she's gonna lose it. When the partner says...
It's just not dramatic.
Yeah, it's not dramatic, and it's not personal, and so they are secure. I think it's
pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious what it is.
I mean, it's the word itself. You're secure in what you have, you're secure in yourself and in your partner.
But let's talk about the second one, the avoidant type, which is Maya.
Yeah, I'm 100% avoidant. Maybe I have a bit anxious in me because I was an anxious child, but I think my coping mechanism actually pushed me towards avoidant. So I was an anxious child, and I know that also from my parents. They told me all about it. And somehow, I don't know when it started, like when do you form your character? Probably while you're really young. I don't know, I just got pushed into the avoidant attachment style.
Funny here, like a story when we were little, because our parents came to Austria and they immigrated from Serbia, and they had to work really hard. And during the summertime, Maya and I were sent to our grandparents in Serbia for like 2 or 3 months. So our parents could, because they literally couldn't afford anyone to take care of us, and no one was here to support them. So we were staying with our grandparents, which was amazing. But when our parents returned to get us, and were staying also with us for a little bit, the first few days, there was like a really different behavior the two of us were putting on. Like our mom would come to see us, and Maya wouldn't let go of her grandma and wouldn't talk to her mom. She wouldn't want to sleep with her. She was like, no, I'm staying with grandma. I don't want to do that. You wouldn't even look at her. And I was always so hug, and I want to be here, and I don't want to let you go now. So I was like really anxious about
And you were happy to be back with them, and I was just angry at them that they left me alone. Maybe I was just a more, I don't know, maybe I was more sensitive in some kind of way, because I felt betrayed by them. I can't vividly remember my thoughts, but I just know how it was when I was younger, and I think I felt betrayed and abandoned.
Yeah.
And you didn't. You just appreciated that they're
bad. I did, but I think it came out differently, because when you're an anxious person, you are afraid that someone is going to leave you, but the behavior you put on is different. Like I clung to them, and I don't want to let them go anymore.
But how can anyone feel betrayed and angry and then be grateful when they're back? That's so bad for your... Like, you will forgive everything in that way.
That's why anxious people are fucked up.
Okay.
But
I think... And not fucked up, maybe, but very, very forgiving.
Have a hard time, You're hurting yourself. But to come back, and I think that was like the first typical, I don't know, things that maybe were shaping you to become an avoidant.
Or maybe it was always who I was. I don't know. I don't see the point, like I said, like when you betray me or you abandon me, I'm not going to be happy when you're back, because I'm just going to, like, I'm punishing you rather than punishing myself. I'm not going to be, I don't know, do you say it's, like, I'm not going to be, I feel like a sub when I do that.
Yeah.
Just show some respect and don't do it again. Like, I want to punish them so they don't leave me again. That's how I think, you know? I'm probably protecting myself.
Yeah, but to come back to the avoidance, one of the typical characteristics is that you're, like, for example, avoidants tend to break up easily. It seems maybe for the other person that the avoidant doesn't care about them, but typically they're more interested in persons that are empaths. So they get together with a person that really gives them love that they crave, but can't express that they crave it. Do you know what I mean? An avoidant wouldn't be in a relationship with another avoidant.
Are you saying unavoidant or an avoidant person?
An avoidant person wouldn't be in a relationship with another avoidant person. It doesn't happen. Have you seen yourself as an avoidant person for like the last 10 years? Or is it something like you?
I mean, I wouldn't have categorized it as avoidant because I didn't know about this. I didn't know that there are those attachment styles. And frankly, I'm not the person who likes to pinpoint, like to kind of relate, be like, yeah, I'm avoidant, so that's why I do this. You know what I mean? I can't.
You don't want to make excuses for your behavior.
Not really excuses, but I don't want to put myself, how do you say that? In a box, yeah, kind of.
Okay.
And now that I actually read the book that you sent me, I mean, I didn't read it fully, but the important parts, I have to admit, and I don't do that easily, that I really am avoidant, and it kind of also helps me to figure things out. And sometimes when I overreact because someone is coming too close or whatever, I feel like I'm more in control by knowing that that is just me. That is not something that I cannot change. You can change your attachment styles. You can change it by therapy or maybe reflecting a bit more or having like this breathing exercise, the same as when you have a panic attack whatsoever. So for me, knowing what's causing it or that I've always been like that really helps me. So I do feel like I'm an avoidant person, but I just don't want to say I'm...
How would you describe your relationship behavior that is like typically avoidant?
I would say that I need a lot of space. Like,
why?
Because I feel suffocated. I don't wanna breathe the same air as a person all the time. For example, when I wanna cook something or make like a salad, let's say I wanna go to the kitchen and make a salad. I live with my boyfriend. Even if he just comes to the kitchen and does something else, I'm like, why are you in the kitchen right now? Why didn't you go 15 minutes before me? Or, don't be in my space all the time, first of all. And second of all, I believe that I have very, very much a problem with sharing negative feelings, in the sense of I can get very angry. I don't have a problem with that. But I can't be vulnerable. So I can't really cry in front of another person. I can't show that I would never tell my partner, you made me sad or you hurt me. I always express it through anger.
And when your partner comes to you with a problem, do you feel attacked or do you feel like, what the fuck, it's silly, what are you even talking about, get yourself together?
No, I'm not like that.
Okay.
I still think that I am not an empath, maybe not fully, but when I see my partner hurting or my very close friends, I really want to help them. I don't think that when you cry, I don't feel like you're weak. I just feel it when I'm doing it.
I also think with you it's quite interesting because I think you're an avoidant, but just for yourself.
I mean, isn't that the purpose of the test? Not with you.
Yeah, but it's like when you're fully on avoidant, it has like almost every time you have a confrontation with your partner, it has like really it's like a super gal, but you give your partner room to express his feelings, to express what he thinks is going wrong. You're not snapping at him and saying, what are you even talking about? I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I also think that through my coping mechanisms, I actually, gained a superpower. I don't get hurt easily at all. Like could be the most fucked up topic ever, and I wouldn't get hurt. Like I'm very rational. We really talk for hours, and it wouldn't get heated.
Yeah.
So he could tell me, I don't feel like that we belong together, or I'm looking at other girls and I'm interested in, whatever topic it is. I stay calm and I'm not hurt.
Maybe you're a sociopath.
Maybe I don't know what I am, and I also don't know if it's good, but it feels like I have a shield, and you can't really get to my core. You can't really hurt me to my core. That's how I feel.
You're not exposing yourself enough to get hurt that much.
And I believe that you can't have that. This is also bad.
Yeah.
Because you can't really.
You can't really experience this kind of true love where you're like, I don't know.
But you also can't get fucked up all the time.
Yeah.
Like when I hear about my anxious friends, you're also like anxious rather. Yeah. They got fucked over so many times, and whenever you see my reactions when I'm with those people, I'm like, I can't relate.
Yeah.
I've never been hurt that much, I think. And I also always broke up with the person. No one ever broke my heart fully, kind of.
Yeah.
Not in that sense, at least. But how is it with you?
Well, I mean, maybe we should do anxious in another video.
Okay,
let's next one. But let's finish avoidance. So it's
okay. So let's talk about avoidant types. Maybe you can also. We can actually attach the.
Yeah, so you can do the questionnaire and see for yourself. Well, when I think about me, for example, I'm like an anxious, secure person. But I don't know. I was anxious, and I kind of had to become secure in order to stay with my boyfriend who was avoidant. And it's quite fucked up because I mean, it's good for me because you're becoming secure. You're like getting out of this anxious. We're gonna talk about in the next video what it is. But the avoidant partner, I think he or she doesn't give you room to be something else than secure. I think it can't work. And for me, these people, it was always really common that when you had like a disagreement, they didn't quite hear what you were saying. It was just like a personal attack.
But then it is different for men and women, or I'm just different because I don't agree with you.
And I also have girlfriends who are avoidants, and they were like, it's funny because I also read in the book that if you see the single dating market, most of the people are avoidants because they get thrown into the dating market like all the time, and like only
because they break up all
because they break up all the time, and they're always looking for an anxious or secure person because the anxious person is giving them what they want. Mm-hmm. So it's quite interesting, and you have to watch out, guys and girls, because I also read that like, and I think it's true, with a fully avoidant person you can't have a healthy relationship. I think you should get out if the person doesn't give you the feeling that
so you can't have a good relationship with me.
No, I don't think that you're fully avoidant. And that's what I was about to say. If the person doesn't give you like some tiny bit of change coming in, like I don't think that a person can change like in a month. But when you have like 10 arguments and the person is staying the same every single time and doesn't change anything or doesn't even try to change it or say, hey, it's difficult for me, but I want to try, then you should get out. Because I don't think then there's hope.
Yeah, okay.
In my experience.
I don't know. I feel like you won't really have the full experience of a loving relationship when you're like me. I mean, you can, but you never really you never let your guard down. It's really bad in some way. And I also think it makes you kind of pessimistic because what is the reason why I can't let my guard down? Because I have a feeling that everyone's going to hurt me. That's what's going on deep down, I guess. It's not crystal clear for me, but I guess that is why it started. You know what I mean? So I also have immense trust issues towards everyone. Like if my boyfriend would say, I didn't do that and he did, it would set me back to zero. Like the entire trusting process would start from scratch, which is so fucked up.
Yeah, but...
No, but I'm also talking about small things, like not like a big betrayal.
Ah, okay. Well, yeah.
I'm expecting people to betray me.
And that is very pessimistic.
Yes, that is very pessimistic, and I think that maybe you disagree, guys, but I think that is very much an avoidant person who does that.
Yeah, and the worst thing is that you're not just hurting other people, you're like hurting yourself the most because you don't get...
But I don't have a feeling that I'm doing that. I'm actually having the feeling that I'm not.
You're not, but I mean if you're a fully avoidant person, you are not fully avoidant.
So what am I if I'm not fully avoidant?
I think you're a mix. You're maybe like 60, 70%.
Could it be disorganized?
No, I don't think so, because you are secure. You can communicate very well with your...
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I'm not fully... Yeah. I thought I'm fully avoidant, but now that I'm talking about it, actually I'm probably not.
No, you're not fully unavoidant.
Because I had a lot of long relationships. Yeah. It's not like I'm a cripple when it comes to that, so...
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe we should give you some tips how to, if you're in the early dating phase, how can you spot an avoidant man or woman and then get out?
Yeah, okay, but...
Firstly, if the person draws back every time you had a good time because he or she feels like she needs me time right now, but which is fine, but if the person doesn't text you for like 4 days and you have like you're together, it's not like you're seeing other people, then it's a problem. Because the person can say, hey, after 2 days, hey, I'm still here, blah, 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 but see you in 2 days.
But can I say what I have? And I always thought I'm kind of special, but I think that's just being avoidant. So whenever I start dating someone in the beginning, like the honeymoon phase, I'm really crushing. Like I'm really giving my everything that the person gets attached to me and likes me. And then when I realized that I have him,
you're detaching yourself.
I'm not that interested anymore.
Yeah, you're pulling back because you have the love now.
Insane.
That's typically avoidant.
But I'm not doing it because I have the feeling that he's that I'm suffocating. I'm doing it because the challenge is kind of gone. Is that an avoidant person?
I think you're telling yourself it was about challenge or conquering, but it is just an avoidant personality.
That's insane. Like if you have that, it's so fucking interesting to understand those patterns.
Yeah, it is.
So if you have someone who is really like being like caring a lot and wants to meet you all the time and is very, I don't know, cuddly whatsoever, and then after a few months probably, maybe if you're younger, weeks, I don't know, pulls back in whatever way, like maybe texting or not being that physical anymore, he's most likely avoidant.
And another big point, when you're in a relationship and the person can't have a normal discussion, argument about something negative, then it's a problem. When the person is always like accusing you of attacking them, why can't you be happy? Why can't there be enough? That is not a normal behavior, and that's also typically avoidance. So
cut it.
Or tell the person. I don't know, tell them, do you know, I think maybe you could be blah, 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 or do the quiz for fun together, and maybe the person can like, I don't know.
Yeah, those people are always in the defense, kind of.
Yeah, they're always defending themselves. Even if you say, and also they're flipping the argument, that's also really common, that you're coming to them with a problem, and they're like, yeah, but this is because of that or that. And then the discussion is only about them, what they think it is wrong, what has happened.
That's typically gaslighting.
Yeah, that's typically gaslighting.
So they flip everything.
Yeah, it's not about your problem anymore. You're like discussing what his or her problem is with everything, and that they're behaving that way because of you, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. When you come up with something, you have to talk about that. There is every single day for them to bring up their problem.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that's my opinion.
I agree. I'm, by the way, not doing that.
Yeah, that's why you're not typically avoidant.
I don't like people who do that. Like when I talk about a problem, I want to talk about that problem and not talk about what happened 2 years ago. So
exactly.
Okay. Well, I think maybe we can
conclude the video with saying that if you're interested in getting to know you better, you should do the questionnaire.
It's very interesting.
I think it can help a lot of people to understand them better, and maybe, I don't know, come to terms with some stuff that happened to you and get better. Yeah. For yourself and also for the relationships.
And when you take the test, maybe best case, if you have a partner, with your partner, don't lie to yourself, because that's really not going to help you in the long run, I guess. And the next video we're going to talk about your attachment style,
anxious attachment,
which is also very interesting. So stay tuned.
And see you next time. Bye bye.